currently viewing the World Bank 80th Anniversary exhibit outside, accompanied by DepDev Secretary Arsenio Balisacan, Secretary Go, World Bank Division Director Zafer Mustafoglu, World Bank Operations Manager Dan Dan Chen, and IFC Manager Amena Arif. The special photo exhibit honors 8 decades of partnership between the World Bank and the Philippines. On December 27, 1945, the Philippines became a founding member of the World Bank Group by joining the International Bank for Reconstruction and Development. That year, Ambassador Carlos P. Romulo signed the IBRD Articles of Agreement on behalf of the Philippines. The World Bank Group and the Philippines have worked side by side, mobilizing finance, knowledge, and partnerships to end poverty, expand opportunities, and create more and better jobs. Together, we have upgraded infrastructure that connects workers to markets, improved health, nutrition, and education to build a skilled workforce, strengthened climate and disaster resilience to protect livelihoods, promoted peace to enable local enterprise, and boosted competitiveness to help businesses start, grow, and create employment. Through challenges and renewal, the bank has backed a strong, inclusive economy with the poor and vulnerable at the center, promoting job-rich growth, entrepreneurship, and decent work across regions and sectors, including women and youth. The Philippines has made remarkable development progress in recent years. The new country partnership framework marks a key milestone in our partnership. It is designed to help the Philippines build on this positive momentum to further reduce regional disparities and invest in education and health. The Philippines World Bank Group partnership is and remains a partnership for progress. President of the Republic of the Philippines, His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.
Panahon na ng pagbabago, dahil sa ito ay kinakailangan. Tayo na magtulong-tulong na paunlarin ang mahal natin
Panahon na ng pagbabago, dahil sa ito ay kinakailangan. Tayo na
Remain standing for the singing Philippine National Anthem, followed by a doxology by the Dev Chorale. Please be seated. Good morning once again, ladies and gentlemen. We are all gathered here for the Philippine Development Forum 2025, bringing together the country's key stakeholders to engage in dialogue on deep economic and social transformations for national development. To officially open our program, please welcome the Department of Economy, Planning and Development Secretary, Arsenio M. Balisacan.
His Excellency President Ferdinand Romualdez Marcos Jr., distinguished members of the Diplomatic Corps and development partners, honorable members of the Cabinet, esteemed colleagues in government, friends from the private sector, civil society, and academe, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. On behalf of the Department of Economy, Planning and Development, it is my honor to welcome you to the Philippine Development Forum 2025. This forum is the government's key platform for dialogue with our development partners and stakeholders. It allows us to ensure that international cooperation remains aligned with our strategic priorities and that development assistance is truly impactful for Filipino families and communities. We are now midway through the Philippine Development Plan 2023 to 2028 and just 15 years away from our long-term vision under Ambition Natin 2040, a vision of secure, comfortable, and prosperous lives for all Filipinos. As the President has often underscored, development must not be measured only in numbers, but in the meaningful change that uplifts people's lives. This year's theme, bringing together progress for all, services that matter, results that last, reminds us that our work must be people-centered, strategic, and enduring. I invite everyone here to engage with openness and collaboration. Only through strong partnerships can we deliver results that are coherent, impactful, and lasting. Thank you, and welcome to the Philippine Development Forum 2025.
Thank you, Secretary Balisacan, for officially opening today's forum. To give us an overview of the forum's objectives and the context that brings us here today, let us all watch this audio-visual presentation on the Philippine Development Forum 2025.
The Philippines stands at a pivotal moment in its development journey. Today, we shape our nation's future through meaningful partnerships and collaborative action, delivering real change, transforming lives, and creating opportunities that uplift every Filipino. In 2022, the Marcos administration embarked on an ambitious development agenda. Guided by the Philippine Development Plan 2023 to 2028, programs and projects were pursued to reinvigorate job creation and accelerate poverty reduction, steering the economy back onto a high-growth path. From 2026 to 2028, the Philippine economy is projected to expand by 6 to 7%. This will be achieved by implementing strategic fiscal policies and investments that will reduce poverty to single digits, create quality jobs, and build a resilient economy for the Philippines despite global challenges. Now at the midpoint of the plan, we've assessed our progress, identified gaps, and recalibrated our strategies to meet the evolving needs of our people.
Kaya sa huling 3 taon ng administrasyon, ibubuhos pa natin ang lahat-lahat, hindi lamang upang mapantayan, kundi mahigitan pa ang pagbibigay ginhawa sa ating mga kababayan.
The Philippine Development Forum 2025 brings together government development partners and key stakeholders to reaffirm commitments and advance actions in the next 3 years to lay the foundation for inclusive and lasting national growth. The forum is anchored on 5 strategic objectives. First, assess government efforts over the past 3 years, mapping ongoing and planned projects across sectors and regions. Second, identify overlaps, gaps, and synergies through robust monitoring and evaluation. Third, foster cooperation by realigning priorities and exploring collaboration among agencies, development partners, and the private sector. Fourth, determine the future of official development assistance and innovative financing mechanisms as the Philippines transitions to upper middle income status. Fifth, formulate outputs to guide future development plans, investment programs, and partnership frameworks. Our goal, lasting results that uplift Filipinos in every sector, in every region. To drive these objectives, 4 sectoral working groups were formed aligned with the PDP 2023 to 2028 strategy framework. These groups map out concrete projects and activities across all sectors and regions under the guidance of the PDF Steering Committee. SWG1. Develop and protect capabilities of individuals and families. Led by the Department of Social Welfare and Development and the World Bank, this group focuses on investments in capacitating teachers, establishing specialty centers, decreasing involuntary hunger, and improving health and nutrition. SWG2. Transform production sectors to generate more quality jobs and competitive products. Co-led by the Department of Trade and Industry, Department of Agriculture, and partners including the International Fund for Agricultural Development and the World Bank. This group covers priorities and investments on agriculture and fisheries, industry, manufacturing, and services. SWG 3. Expand and upgrade infrastructure. Co-led by the Department of Public Works and Highways, Department of Transportation, the Asian Development Bank, and the Japan International Cooperation Agency, this group tackles advancing digital infrastructure and renewable energy investments, ensuring sustainable infrastructure, and maximizing private sector participation. SWG 4. Enabling environment. Co-led by the Department of Finance, Department of Budget and Management, Australia, and United Nations System, this group calls for upholding good governance, empowering local institutions, and driving inclusive and sustainable development. Much has been accomplished in the past 3 years, but more work remains to be done. Let us build on our lessons, accelerate progress, and move closer to a prosperous, inclusive, and resilient Philippines. Together, let us uphold our commitment to a matatag, maginhawa, at panatag na buhay for all Filipinos.
Thank you once again to the Department of Economy, Planning and Development, the Steering Committee, and the sectoral working groups for making this year's Philippine Development Forum possible. At this point, we will hear the expression of support from our development partners who play a vital role in ensuring that the Philippines' development priorities remain responsive and well-aligned. To deliver this message, may we call on stage the World Bank Division Director for the Philippines, Malaysia, and Brunei, East Asia and the Pacific, Mr. Zafer Mustafolu.
Magandang umaga. Good morning. Your Excellency, President Marcos. Before I begin, our thoughts are with the families and communities impacted by the recent earthquakes. We stand ready to support the government and the Filipino people in their recovery and rebuilding efforts. This forum is taking place at an important time for Philippines. The country has made significant progress, yet the work ahead remains urgent and decisive. A warm congratulations to the government for organizing this Philippines Development Forum, and to our development partners for their contribution to its success. I am honored to speak on behalf of the community of development partners who share the government's goal of improving the lives of Filipinos. 3 years into the Philippines Development Plan 2023-2028, important progress has been achieved. For instance, nutrition services have been expanded, education investment have increased, the building of a modern infrastructure is underway, and reforms to strengthen industries have advanced. Yet, as highlighted in your most recent State of the Nation address, significant challenges remain. We hear your priorities for the next 3 years loud and clear. Deliver better education, health, social protection, and connectivity to every Filipino. Mr. President, as the Philippines transition towards upper middle income country status, our role must evolve. ODA can be deployed more strategically and as a catalyst, targeted where it can have the greatest impact and fill gaps where government resources and expertise alone are not enough. There are also opportunities to leverage ODA funding to increase transparency and introduce system improvements for better results and accountability. Looking ahead, we remain guided by the Philippines Development Plan, which continues to bring institutions together behind your development goals. Collectively, the development partners stand ready to extend around $50 billion in support over the next 3 years, if requested by the government, to accelerate the delivery of better services for Filipino citizens. Today, each sector working group will report on progress, gaps, and actions needed. Allow me to highlight a few areas where our efforts will be focused. In social development and human capital, we will continue to advance health, education, nutrition, and social protection to give every Filipino a fair chance at a better life with stronger local system, sustainability, and inclusion. In the production sector, we will support industries, MSMEs, farmers and fisherfolk to boost productivity and compete globally through better market access, innovation, workforce upskilling, and regulatory modernization to drive quality jobs and food security. In infrastructure, we will mobilize resources and technical expertise to build modern and resilient transport systems, safe and sustainable water and sanitation, and digital connectivity needed to bridge communities and markets. In enabling environments, we will help strengthen governance, accelerate digital transformation, and advance peace through local government capacity building and accountability mechanisms. Our collective effort and success depends on the overcoming critical implementation constraints. We seek your support in improving interagency coordination, addressing capacity gaps that can slow down execution, and providing resource allocations for ODA-assisted projects. The next 3 years are decisive. We will act with urgency and focus, working double time with the government to meet Philippines Development Plan targets and deliver tangible improvements in people's life. Your Excellency, today we, the development partners, reaffirm our collective commitment to bring the best of our knowledge, global expertise, and innovative financing to ensure every investment counts and delivers real results and lasting prosperity for all Filipinos. Salamat po, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mustafolu, for the reaffirmation of our continued partnership. To formally introduce our keynote speaker, may we now invite on stage Secretary Arsenio Balisacan.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Republic of the Philippines, His Excellency Ferdinand Romualdez Marcos Jr.
Thank you, Secretary Arce Balisacan. Please take your seats. For your kind introduction. The distinguished members of the diplomatic corps who are here today, the members of the cabinet who have joined us this morning, District Director of the World Bank Philippines, Mr. Zafir Mustafalu, fellow workers in government, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. 3 years ago, we set a bold and ambitious course for our country through the Philippine Development Plan of 2023 to 2028. We committed to generate jobs, accelerate poverty reduction, and transform our economy into one that is inclusive, resilient, and ready for the future. In the first half of this administration, we laid the groundwork. We implemented critical reforms, delivered essential programs, and mobilized strategic investments. Now that we are at the midpoint, or past the midpoint, we need to check our course and make the necessary adjustments to meet the growing needs and expectations of our people. The forum's theme, bringing together progress for all, services that matter, results that last, challenges us to reflect on what real progress looks like in this day and age. True progress goes beyond numbers and charts. It must be a lived experience, felt by people through quality education, better healthcare, sustainable livelihoods. To achieve this vision, we must place education at the very heart of our national development. Over the past 3 years, this administration has intensified our efforts to strengthen our educational system, enhancing early childhood care and development, prioritizing foundational skills such as reading and literacy, and ensuring that every learner has a safe and conducive environment for growth. School-based feeding programs continue to safeguard students' health, while programs to advance the welfare of teachers remain a top priority. We achieved significant milestones in improving our country's education system, but we of course recognize that we have a ways to go yet. The goal is clear: a Philippines where every child, regardless of background or circumstance, has access to quality, future-proof education. And we are taking necessary steps to bring this vision to life. And that is why for fiscal year 2026, the Department of Education has been allocated the largest proposed budget amongst all departments. Because we truly understand and we truly believe that every classroom built, every teacher trained, every child supported is a seed towards real, lasting progress. Our national budget serves as a moral and economic compass. It must always point toward making life better for our people. Every project, every policy, every program, every peso must move the needle for Filipino families. So I call once again to the Department of Economy, Planning and Development, the DBM, the Department of Budget and Management, Department of Finance, and all concerned government agencies to ensure that our highest priorities, especially education, receive the appropriate funding and support. To DPWH and to the DepEd, speed up the planning and implementation process so we can meet our target of building and rehabilitating thousands of classrooms by 2028. And to DepDev, accelerate the review of PPP proposals for school buildings. No child should be forced to learn in makeshift spaces, and no teacher should be burdened by a system that does not support them. Let us prioritize the delivery of the right kind of education, an education that sharpens minds and builds character, so that our youth are equipped for the jobs of today, ready for the industries of tomorrow. To support this, we strategically channeled official development assistance, or ODA, towards our vital sectors, such as education, healthcare, infrastructure, social protection, agriculture, and a very important aspect now, disaster risk resilience. We know that funding alone is not enough. Critical bottlenecks and systemic challenges have long hindered us from optimally utilizing the ODA. So we are taking action. To streamline the process, cut bureaucratic delays, accelerate public service, we have revised the Investment Coordination Committee guidelines, the first comprehensive update in a decade. We are also introducing measures to simplify the issuance of special authority, enabling faster mobilization of assistance aligned with national priorities. Be assured that we continue to listen to the concerns and recommendations of our development partners. We are determined to go further. We will not tolerate measurement without action, nor will we tolerate the wastage of public funds. Walang perang sasayangin, hindi tayo papayag na lustayin ang kaban ng bayan. This forum also marks our readiness for the next step, our transition to upper middle income country status. This transition demands a kind of partnership built on stronger alignment, shared goals, and genuine national ownership. I count on DepDem, all government agencies as well, all stakeholders, to turn today's discussions into real change, real impact, real progress. Let me take this opportunity to thank our development partners. Your continued trust, expertise, and support help transform our vision into tangible outcomes. So while we conclude this forum with a joint declaration, we must remember, declarations by themselves do not create results. They do set the direction of what our collective actions will be. Together, let us continue shaping a strong, fair, and future-ready Bagong Pilipinas. So long as we work together, so long as our visions are aligned, we will succeed. Thank you very much. Mabuhay ang Bagong Pilipinas.
Thank you, Mr. President. At this point, may we request the President to grant us a photo opportunity? We'd like to ask Secretary Balisacan to join the President on stage and take part in the photo. May we call on the Cabinet officials, country directors, and members of the Diplomatic Corps to please proceed on stage. The stage to your left. Please exit the stage to your left. Thank you. May we request the President, Secretary Balisacan, and Division Director Zafir Mostafolu to remain on stage as we call on heads of development partner agencies for the next photo. May we call on heads of development partner agencies for our next photo, please. Please exit on the side where you entered. PDF Steering Committee and senior government officials, as well as sectoral working group moderators, you may now proceed on stage. And please exit on the side that you entered. For the next photo, senior government officials and sectoral working group consultants, please join on stage. Please exit the stage. That concludes our program. Thank you, Mr. President, for gracing the Philippine Development Forum 2025.
Panahon na ng pagbabago, dahil sa ito ay kinakailangan. Tayo na magtulong-tulong na maunlarin ang mahal nating bayan.
Panahon na ng pagbabago, dahil sa ito ay kinakailangan. Tayo na magtulong-tulong na paunlarin ang mahal nating bayan.
Panahon na ng pagbabago at iayos ang mga dapat ayusin. Dapat lang maging tungkulin ng bawat mamamayan dito sa atin.
Gawin ng pagbabago patungo sa pag-asenso, magsikap ng mabuti at nang guminhawa tayo. Bagong malaki natin sa mundo at ipamalas ang bagong Pilipino at bagong Pilipinas.
Panahon na ng pagbabago, pagkilitin natin ang sariling atin at nawalan na ugali. Dahil sa ito sa atin ang pinakalitin.
Panahon na ng pagbabago at muna sa kahit anong larangan. Ang tagumpay ay karangan.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Republic of the Philippines, His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.
Bayan ng Pilipino, ang husay at tagas, kagandahan